I'm Abby Long and I go to Valdosta Middle School.
I'm Rachel Carter and I go to Valdosta Middle School.
I'm Charles Z. Hammond and I go to St. John's Catholic School.
Hi, my name is Taylor Ramsey and I go to Jill Newberry Middle School.
I'm Amelia Barnett and I go to Valdosta Middle School. I'm Erin Kelly and I go to St. John's Catholic School.
My name is Dante Eccles and I attend Jill Newberry.
My name is Michaela Jackson and I go to Jill Newberry.
My name is Drew Carell and I go to Valdosta Middle School.
My name is Jaleel Hardy and I go to Jill Newberry Middle School.
My name is Zion Liggett and I go to Valdosta Early College School.
My name is Nikki Jones and I go to Newberry Middle.
I'm Matthew Hall from Highland Christian Academy.
We are Valdosta Youth Council.
Today we were picking who was going to be treasurer, historian, parliamentary, vice president, and president.
Our judge and our speaker for today. The municipal court serves as a judicial arm of the municipal government or the city government, and her court hears cases and sentences offenders for violations of criminal acts. And although the state of Georgia has over 400 municipal courts, with the city of Valdosta court being one of its largest, that's one place that the judge or anyone in the city does not want to see you at. Judge Bender is very active in the community and often speaks to young leaders like yourselves. She's a strong advocate of working hard, staying in school, and living an honorable life in your community. Please help me welcome your judge, Municipal Court Judge Rita Bender.
Good evening. I'd like to take an opportunity to thank Mayor Gail, Samantha, Ms. Teresa, and the advisory board for inviting me to speak here tonight. It's my honor and it's my pleasure to welcome each of you who have been selected to participate in the 2015 inaugural class of the Valdosta Mayor's Youth Council. It's only a select few of you who were selected to participate this year. And those of you who were selected have demonstrated through hard work and achievements that you are and will be leaders, and not just here in Valdosta and Lowndes County, but in this city and in the state and nation. And over the following year, the experiences that you all will share and the leaders in this community with whom you will meet will further help you develop the qualities of a good leader. A lot of people wonder, what are the qualities of a good leader? As Samantha indicated, I'm currently the municipal court judge for the city of Valdosta, and every day there are youth that appear before me who have broken the law, they've committed criminal acts. And a lot of times people wonder what type of youth appear before me. And some assume that it may be someone that's a high school dropout, someone who's not motivated, or just someone who doesn't want to do better. But surprisingly, some of the young people who appear before me are like some of you here tonight. They come from similar backgrounds, they're intelligent, and they also have dreams of becoming lawyers, doctors, educators, and future leaders. So what is it that separates those of you here tonight and those of you that appear before me? If your backgrounds are similar, then what is the difference? If you're equally intelligent, then what is the difference? If you all share similar dreams and aspirations, then what is the difference? I think the difference can be explained in one of my favorite quotes by Dr. Benjamin Mays, who was an educator. And Dr. Mays said, "It is not your environment. It is not your history. It is not your education or ability, but it is the quality of your mind that predicts your future." I'm one of 6 children. I was born in Moultrie, Georgia. And while the family that I grew up in was abundant in love, it was scarce in material things. And there were many times when our electricity, heat, and telephone were disconnected because my parents had to juggle whether to take us to the doctor, feed us, buy us clothes, or keep the lights on. But despite my environment growing up, despite my circumstances, I did not allow that to predict my future or what type of leader I would become. I don't have a history of lawyers, doctors, or educators in my family, and neither of my parents attended college. But again, I didn't allow my the educational background of my family to predict what type of leader I would become. I have an older brother who didn't go to college. He started working at a minimum wage job right out of high school. And years ago, he suffered a work-related injury to his hand that was so bad that he almost lost the entire use of his hand. He continued to work at that job. He's received promotions. He and his family own their own home, and he's the youth pastor at his church. So my brother's lack of education and his current disability did not predict what type of leader he would become. So the difference between the youth here tonight and the individuals that appear before me on a daily basis, it is the quality of your mind. It's the decisions that you're making on a daily basis. I already know that you all are making good decisions, otherwise you would not have been selected to participate in this year's class. And as I indicated, over the coming year, the experiences that you all will share together and the leaders that you will meet will further help you to develop those qualities. I want to issue a challenge to each of you here tonight. From this night and forward, as you move on, I want each of you to pause before you make any decision. And as you pause, I want you to ask yourself, is the decision that you're about to make, will it allow you to hold your future in your own hands? Or will it allow someone else, such as a judge, to hold your future in that person's hand? I want you to pause and ask yourself, is the decision that you're about to make, will it allow you to predict your own future, or will it allow someone else to predict your future? Members of the Valdosta Youth Council, the decision is yours. The decision is yours, Margaret Barnett. The decision is yours, Rachel Carter. The decision is yours, James Carell. Jamari Council, Dante Eccles, Matthew Hall, the decision is yours. Charlize Hammond, Jaylee Harding, Russell Hunter, the decision is yours. Michaela Jackson, Nikeria Jones, Aaron Kelly, Zion Leggett, the decision is yours. Clara Long, Taylor Ramsey, and Christiana Williams, the decision is yours. What type of leader will you become? In closing, I want to speak very briefly about one of my favorite poems. I was an English major in college, so I always love to read. But one of my favorite poems is by Robert Frost. It's the Road Not Taken, or The Road Less Traveled, as some people like to call it. And I'm not going to go through the whole poem, but there's one section that I really like that's always resonated with me. And that section begins, 2 roads diverged in the wood, and I took the one less traveled by, and that has made all the difference. That poem has been interpreted a lot of ways over the years, but the way that I interpret that section, members of the Valdosta Youth Council, is that the journey that you're on is your journey. It's a unique journey. It's not the journey of your parents, it's not the journey of your brothers and sisters, and it's not the journey of your peers or the person that may be sitting next to you here tonight. The journey is yours. So I want to encourage each of you to choose the road less traveled by. Choose the road that will allow you to make the biggest and the greatest impact on your community, on your state, and on your nation. When each of you leave here tonight, you're going to receive a special gift courtesy of Mayor Gale and the City Council of the City of Valdosta. And that gift is, first, is a drawstring backpack that has the motto for the City of Valdosta on it, a city without limits, a region of opportunity. And inside each of your gift bags is one thing that a future leader always needs, is a wonderful portfolio that hopefully each of you will be able to use as you go through your council meetings. And inside each of the portfolios is a copy of The Road Not Taken by Robert Frost. And over the coming year, what I want each of you to do is I want you to go back, read this poem for yourself, reflect on it. And as you're reflecting on this poem, I want you to continue to remember that this journey is yours. The journey to what type of leader you will become is your journey. Now, I know we have been talking about a few serious things, but as Samantha will tell you, I always want to have some fun also. And I think while you all are working at becoming good leaders, you can still work at having fun while you do it, enjoying the experience. Now, most of you I know have smartphones, tablets, iPads. I see some smiles, probably some hands going up. And we get so caught up in technology that I think all of us forget that sometimes the simplest things can help us develop skills and help provide us with some learning experiences. Now, some of these things in here may age me, so don't you all go researching online while you're sitting up here trying to, when was that made? When did they create that? The first thing is a puzzle ball. And this is actually not as simple as it looks. I've had a hard time, I've had other people try to actually take these, one of these apart and then put it back together. But what I want each of you to do when you have a chance or have some time, just to take it apart and put it back together. And you may be asking yourself, how is this puzzle ball going to help you to develop leadership skills or leadership qualities? It's a puzzle, and it's probably made up of 10 or more pieces. And as you take it apart, and as you're having to put each piece together, you're going to have to make decisions about what is the best decision, what's the best way to put it back together. So each one of you are going to receive a puzzle ball. The next thing that you're going to receive is a paddle ball. Do any of y'all remember these? You ever played with one of these? Now you're asking yourself, what in the world? Why should you have a puzzle ball? Well, paddle ball. Well, you know the paddle ball is made up of the wood base, and it's made up of the rubber ball. And the rubber ball, you use the wooden paddle to ground the rubber ball. Now, you all are 7th, 8th graders, and as you move along your journey, you may sometimes receive a lot of peer pressure. I know that one of the things that one of your potential leaders mentioned in his or her speech was about bullying and things of that nature at school, so you're going to run up against a lot of peer pressure. So basically, this the wood part of the paddle ball grounds the rubber ball. So I'm going to encourage each of you, as you continue on your journey, developing your leadership skills, I want you to remain grounded. I want you to remember what's important to continue making good decisions. The last thing that you all are going to receive, and you all are probably, it's one of my favorite things, it's a yo-yo. And it has the city of Valdosta's seal on it, actually with my court. And I don't know how many of y'all will play with yo-yos. So y'all play with yo-yos. And what's the goal of the yo-yo? When we're playing with the yo-yo, what's the goal of the yo-yo?
Put it down and bring it back up.
Put it down and bring it back up. And as you're bringing it back up, you're having to focus, you're having to concentrate in order to get the yo-yo back up the string. You're going to have to focus and concentrate, to get it back up. So, that's one of the qualities of a good leader also. So I do want to encourage you all that while you are becoming future leaders, to also enjoy the experience. All right, when I call your name, I'll ask that you step up and stand in front of your nameplate. President Abby Long. Vice President Michaela Jackson. Historian Rachel Carter. Parliamentarian Dante Eccles. And Secretary Treasurer Mr. Matthew Hall. Now, the elected officers of the Valdosta Youth Council have the responsibility to work with all Valdosta Youth Council members and the Valdosta Youth Council Advisory Board in conducting the business of the Valdosta Youth Council. Each office has special tasks assigned which together will help the Valdosta Youth Council to function effectively as you work towards your goals. The president of the Valdosta Youth Council, will preside over all meetings during the coming year. You will work with the Valdosta Youth Council in preparing an agenda before each meeting and in conducting the business of the Valdosta Youth Council. You must be fair in your treatment of all members as you work together to accomplish the task before you. Madam Vice President Michaela Jackson, you are the second in chain of command. In the absence of the president, you will preside and perform the duties of the president. You must keep yourself informed about the business coming before the Valdosta Youth Council. Mr. Secretary Treasurer Hall, it will be your responsibility to officially record the decisions made by the Valdosta Youth Council for future reference. Clear and precise minutes are important to a well-organized group, and as you indicated in your speech when you were asking to be elected to this office, you're going to make sure that you all spend the money well, because it's going to be entrusted to your care as treasurer, and you will carefully record all money received and paid out when necessary. Historian Ms. Rachel Carter, it will be your responsibility to act as the foundation of the Valdosta Youth Council. You will tell the story of the Valdosta Youth Council through scrapbooks and other records, and by taking photos and working with the social media committee. The parliamentarian, Mr. Dante Eccles, you will maintain peace at the Valdosta Youth Council meetings and become familiar with rules of order. The parliamentarian will assist with coordinating the election of officers and resolve meeting issues related to rules of order. The parliamentarian will also keep time of the meeting and ensure that the meeting starts and ends on time. Now, each of you have been chosen by your fellow Valdosta Youth Council members to lead this council. They have faith in your ability to guide the Valdosta Youth Council programs and progress. Honor the trust bestowed upon you and fulfill in every way the responsibilities of each office. If you will turn, face me, and please raise your right hand. And then after I'm done, I'll ask if you do or if you accept your position. As you can see, the officers carry important responsibilities, but the Valdosta Youth Council is composed of all members who bring ideas, enter into discussions, vote on important issues, and support the officers. Regardless of experience with meetings, you can all increase your skills by working together as a group. Leadership skills are developed by accepting responsibility and working to fulfill your obligations. Your position is one of both honor and opportunity. As to each of you, do you promise to uphold the duties of your office to the best of your ability? Say, I do. I now declare the officers of the Valdosta Youth Council installed for the 2015-2016 year. Our best wishes to each of you.